Have you ever noticed how more tolerant we are of ourselves than others? That we easily excuse our own mistakes but quickly notice someone else's. That we judge ourselves with so much kindness but mete out cruelty to others. When I lose my temper, for instance, I tell myself that I've had a stressful day. When someone else loses theirs, I think, what is wrong with them? When I make a mistake, I want understanding. But when someone else does, I want accountability. Now, if we are honest, we've all done it. We tend to use one measuring stick for ourselves and another for everyone else. Tucked away in Deuteronomy 25 are a few verses that at first glance sound like they are about business. Deuteronomy 25:13-15 says, "You shall not have in your bag differing weights, a heavy and a small. You shall not have in your house differing measures, a large and a small. You shall have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure." You see, in the ancient world, a dishonest merchant will keep two sets of stones for his scale, a heavier one for buying, so he will pay less, and a lighter one for selling, so he will charge more. Same scale, two different weights, depending on which one benefited him. But the principle goes much deeper. God hates dishonest scales. He hates double standards, not just in business, but in our relationships. Now, that's exactly what happens when we judge others but excuse ourselves. When we use a strict standard for others and a generous one for ourselves. Think about how many arguments could have been avoided, how many marriages strengthened, how many friendships restored if we had paused long enough to ask, am I judging others more harshly than I judge myself? It is a hard question, but a life-changing one. The Apostle Paul reminds us in Ephesians 4:32, "Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another even as God in Christ forgave you." We're not called to forgive because people deserve it. We're called to forgive because we have been forgiven. We're called to extend grace because we've received grace. That's our calling in everyday relationships. Jesus said in Matthew 7:12, "Do to others what you would have them do to you." So think about how you want people to respond when you fail. With patience, understanding, and grace, then offer the same measure to them, not by excusing sin or pretending wrong doesn't matter, but by responding with the same mercy God has shown you. The people who have truly experienced God's grace don't live by double standards. They don't keep two sets of scales. they extend to others the same patience, mercy, and grace they have so freely received. And when we do that, we reflect the heart of Christ to a world that desperately needs Him. So, let me leave you with this. Before you hand down a harsh judgment on someone next time, pause and remember the last time you needed grace and somebody gave it. Then give that same measure to others.